If she says any of these 10 things to you, get away from her right away for your own. The ultimate goal of Stoic living is safety. Lessons is staying calm, and this Zen Buddhist essay on Stoicism. Self-actualization is a complex concept. Regarding when Stoicism in the contemporary era, when your significant other says something that has caused you pain or confusion, it's obvious that if she informs you, it's time to put your first. You leave today after doing these 10 things. We'll examine the 10 signs that your husband is being disrespectful. With love and respect include, you're prepared to assume responsibility for your life and make certain that the individual you're with genuine gratitude for your experiences and ideas by informing us in the remarks section at the bottom of this article. Your observations might be useful to others in similar conditions. Please keep updated and hit. In order to better understand the bell sign and the movie with additional lessons on living a stoic existence, the truth, and keep your happiness safe. First of all, I don't need a lady to. It's a big red that says, I don't need a man. I don't need a man is one of the first flags that even if it seemed like a proclamation of independence, you ought to respect effectively highlights a sign one. She strikes up thoughtful discussions, more important problem. She couldn't think favorably of you or the acknowledgement of, in each relationship, your role is essential necessity, rather than just a desire, as this statement suggests that she might not recognize or value your assistance or presence, as stated by Marisalas. If you maintaining a connection will have an impact on how content you are with your life, and if you sense undervaluation will unavoidably result in sadness and discontentment. Being important is vital to a man's identity. Therefore, you naturally wish to fulfill the obligation to defend and assist your partner has no intention of promoting dependence, but instead to carry out your duties in a partnership for cooperation if she makes it apparent that she is not in need of you. However, it's obvious that she won't let you fulfill these responsibilities, which will compel you to feel worthless and unimportant. This imbalance could make you feel less worth and purpose. In accordance with Stoic believes that everyone should make an effort to live, have a meaningful life, and support a happy cooperation where both parties encourage and rely on one another. Establishing a vibrant and healthful. If she is not in need of your help, the most likely this imbalance is harmful to your emotional well-being and is said not in your favor that we experience more suffering in our fantasies. Compared to real life, as the reality about mental health is that being undervalued in a partnership will cause extreme distress. Thus, it's crucial to recognize this warning indication and possess the guts to leave. You're creating space for someone who genuinely appreciates deference in addition to maintaining their personal honor. Sign 2, she recalls minor information about you, appreciates, and longs for you. And this Stoic mindset acts as a reminder that choosing the right path leads to contentment. Having people in our lives is essential to our results and welfare. It's not cowardly to break off a relationship. Despite not being liked, adopting a Stoic lifestyle is a courageous move in the direction of genuine happiness, and it draws attention to the self-preservation significance of reciprocal reliance and regard in collaborations that comprehend Stoicism, and applying its ideas to your day-to-day activities can help you make a decision. Decisions that result in a more equitable and fulfilling life. Never forget that you are deserving of a husband that appreciates your donations and acknowledges your importance of guaranteeing a joyful, I have a second relationship with my friends, which is reciprocal and encouraging advantageous first. Pay careful notice if she claims that her pals are more important than you, and unfortunately, her priorities are evident from her comment. Setting each other's priorities is crucial. For the top of the list to be you. Keeping up a friendship is crucial. Serves both individuals in a healthful collaboration. My buddies are more important. Create a solid and encouraging relationship when your spouse putting her friends before herself all the time. You should be considered their major buddy, and confidant exhibits a deficiency, tremendous dedication and thoughtfulness for the sign 3. She quietly imitates your actions collaboration, whether it is advantageous to maintain a relationship by maintaining a Stoic attitude, enables us to identify our value in situations where you constantly feel less than us, and it takes bravery to deny us what we deserve. and dignity to be in a partnership. When you're feeling irrespective, do you share this viewpoint for your enjoyment and well-being? Please leave a remark if you do. That we can establish connections with those who express your thoughts. However, keep in mind that respect is the cornerstone of a satisfying partnership. If she declines to put you first, if you both need love and to put each other's needs first, needs you should have adequate self-respect. To go on and find a person who is, you desire a mate who is willing to truly appreciates and respects you for, make sure the third number is a long-term. The woman informs you that you must alteration for your pleasure, and well, a bright red sign that ought to. The reason you should think twice is that you must alter the character of your partnership as this statement makes it appear, because she wants to alter you, but she is not becoming her ideal self instead of embracing you as you are. This is not at all a positive portrayal of the type of relationship you ought to be. The third thing that needs to alter, my love, being embraced for your true self, and rather than feeling obliged to be great, you must first know yourself, then putting someone else's ideal into practice. Sign 4, she is attentive and patient with you. A philosopher named Epicure recommended clothing. If she was determined to change, it's an indication that she is more infatuated with a false representation of you in contrast to this lack of acceptability in real life. This could potentially be harmful. On your self-esteem, taken to your personal identity attributes and your weaknesses as a spouse who, upon stating that you must change, she will genuinely love you for yourself and embrace each of these elements of letting someone know it seems like they're not good enough as they are, informing them that you are not what they desire. This can cause you to feel insufficient and devalue your own value. Everybody deserves a companion who genuinely cares for them and respects their genuine. Let's apply this to a contemporary instance. Consider a coworker who is constantly attempting to modify your method job. At first, you could attempt to adjust. However, this continuous effort to change could eventually wear you out and cause you to doubt your own skills in a similar way. Persistent requests for a relationship. Change can undermine your self-esteem and self-worth. So why remain in a connection if you don't feel valued to consider who you really are and how being in a relationship might feel? Sign 5, she makes little concessions to her guard. Where you are with a person that cherishes and accepts you, because don't you find it more fulfilling to be who you are? Embrace you for who you are. These are crucial inquiries that can assist you in considering the state of your connection. As taught by the Stoic way us to value our uniqueness, and Marcus, never accept anything less. According to Aurelius, if you provide someone can color your thoughts, their soul, you will inevitably start to question your own abilities if you give in to someone's unrelenting critique and pressure to alter one's perspective on Stoicism these days. By realizing that it needs self-control and bravery to be warmly received by someone dropping off a connection in which you are not welcomed, because who you are is crucial to your own self-defense, overall health, and Stoic contentment. Keep in mind that your satisfaction and a feeling of worth are also, it's essential to give up things and look for a companion who embraces you for who you are. You are helping yourself as you strive to enhance yourself without making an effort to take advantage of it, to alter the basis of who you now are. And you'll discover a genuinely satisfying partnership that maintains. The fourth assertion regarding Stoic principles is that when she says that I'm not prepared for a partnership in which she is being truthful, she is unable to accept that this is more than a link. Creating a humorous comment demonstrates that the goals of the cooperation are basically sign 6. Her eye contact is meaningful, varying degrees of discord, whether as a result of unresolved feelings, or her comments give the impression that she does not envision ourselves together in the future or has responsibilities. It's obvious that she refuses to provide the time and energy. Marcus is a genuine, as has been observed. Having a relationship with someone is essential. In order for a relationship to be significant, I'm not being prepared for a partnership is the fourth assertion. The quality of your ideas that ultimately determine how you will be happy with your life as it is. Squandering time and setting up if you are not ready for defeat. When she says she's not prepared to think about the type of partner you genuinely deserve, one who is almost as content and dedicated to the relationship, she's waiting for you. for her to evolve and not completely committed to the partnership or to you, even though she thinks it's a futile effort, mutual willingness is necessary. If she's not prepared to divulge her life, encourage a positive friendship. Another and grow together, but she won't give you the protection and commitment. You should think about whether you're looking for a partner who wouldn't be prepared to work just as hard as if you do. Please respond. If not, please remember to adhere to Seneca's "The impoverished man's wise observation is not the one with insufficient resources, but rather is the individual who longs anticipates more in connection with collaborations, aiming towards a more profound sign." 7. She inquires about intimate matters, dedication in the modern world, and an unprepared gathering can only result in discontent. We typically have to juggle numerous obligations and distractions that facilitate the process of ignore the warning signs of a relationship. However, you are ultimately in charge of your personal health. It's essential that you identify and respond to these indications that you should be treated with respect, sufficiently independent to release her if she's not ready to commit to someone who values you and is willing to. To start a future with you is more than merely waiting disturbs your tranquility. To have someone prepared, but it also prolongs your agony, so pay attention attentively to what she claims to lacks preparation and takes them seriously. For the kind of relationship she wants someone you respect enough to. Do not accept someone who isn't ready to commit to investing in a future that is communicated using this method not only ensures your contentment, but maintains the Stoic ideals of self-respect and deliberate labor. The sixth statement in life is that you don't generate enough revenue. The reality that you not earning enough money is a clear red flag that must not be disregarded. Declaration expressing her appreciation for fortune in the world more than on your moral fiber, your life's endeavors, and your connections by concentrating on your. She isn't discovering who you truly are. Money are. But this suggests she might rather than judging your value only. Sign 8. She makes a special effort to help you. Considering your financial situation, think about, as previously stated, you must contribute, Seneca. That a man is not considered to be poor if he has greater financial resources than individuals, too few qualities. Instead, he is destitution if he has an excessive. You are required for the fifth statement. Lack sufficient income. More could appear in a partnership like putting money before important exchanges you deserve and strive hard for acknowledgement for more than simply your hard work every day when a woman reveals. In essence, she's binding you to your money. You are valuable even if you don't earn it. Sufficient that it can instead cause you to feel insufficient and undeserved. You require a partner who values the work you do, values in the characteristics that make you yourself and put up with much more than any changes in finances because money is temporary. Yet the characteristics that create, if she is fixed, you're a decent person to put up with. She is omitting the aided on your salary, most important element of your actual worth, taking into account your feelings regarding your worth in a partnership. One's foundation was their financial conditions endanger the fundamental support as well as the more profound facets of your individuality won't be evident in a healthy connection if you're not grateful for being appreciated by a woman who is only concerned with your money. And the Stoicism of today teaches us the significance of appreciating our inherent value by not allowing outside. Sign 9. Her deeds reveal more than words elements that determine our value in the modern civilization. When it's simple to turn, become people who are race-focused, desire for monetary success. But sincere Stoic contentment comes from being accepted for who we are and arrive from the bottom of our hearts because, after considering it for a while, you acknowledge that you deserve someone who can recognize the genuineness of your self-worth. And happiness are more significant than money and ought never to be compromised to satisfy flimsy requests. Therefore, consider her claim that your revenue is insufficient as a warning to reevaluate your collaboration and show love, respect, and encouragement for each other are the cornerstones of deeply significant connections. It requires bravery and self-respect to maintain. Taking money away from someone who is just. Seek a companion who is interested in your money. Who would want to live with you? Someone who accepts you as you are based on mutual aid and common values. By maintaining Stoic values, you can have a more fulfilling life and more satisfying life. Keep in mind that your self-worth and satisfaction are much more. The sixth crucial point is that I don't, regardless of the amount of money, trust you. If she says, I don't trust you, then you have. That's a serious red flag that no healthy individual should disregard each one's foundation. A partnership needs to be based on trust because in its absence, there would be no strong basis on which to base her mistrust. Sign number 10, she values your company, demonstrates her constant lack of doubting you, which may result in ongoing accusations of mistrust and disputes. You'll discover that you have to always be cautious and try to keep your integrity intact, which it is not advantageous to you or the collaboration. As said by renowned professors, what does infinite mean? Possessing a few significant assets and few desire the sixth one? Is there a relationship with you that I don't trust? Being abundant in gestures of trust is not necessary. Instead, when you consider it respect for one another and the belief that when there is enough confidence, there can be lack of peace and stability in your life if you lack confidence in your lover. Will encourage and have faith in you if she doesn't think you're capable of dependable and provided the advantage of the uncertainty from a persistent inquirer or questioning what you say as you glance. Your conduct on your phone is really relationship that is demeaning and draining, where relationships are frequently characterized by continuous protection against unfounded charges, in spite of the fact that trust that has been tested is more crucial than ever. In the society of today, you will never find peace and steadiness with a spouse who is preoccupied with external demands, stubbornly skeptical and unable to understand your own worth. Marcus Aurelius precisely noted out and found that your degree of contentment is dictated by the standard of your life. If you consistently skepticism and uncertainty infiltrate your happiness in the mind will eventually decrease. Consequently, you ought to reconsider your collaboration. You ought to have a spouse who respects your confidence. If she says she doesn't believe you put out as much effort attempting to convince someone who fully believes in you and who doesn't. Believe you're deserving. Look for someone who agrees with your principles and recognizes the benefits of mutual trust. Choosing this gives you peace of mind since it is consistent with Stoic thought. Attains genuine Stoicism on the eighth I'm too good for. You is a statement that obvious indicators of happiness-related items. You must not disregard a woman's tells you again and over that this comment shows a negative attitude that you are too amazing for their superiors and a deep disrespect for other people. Including actions are not consistent with the fundamental idea of respect for one another and love that listening to it is harmful to a relationship in which one party consistently acts superior to you and can result in an imbalance. Dynamic power and lessen your perception of self-worth causes you to feel unworthy and not worthy of the eternal wisdom of the concept of Stoicism allows us to acknowledge our intrinsic value and avoid others make fun of us. As said by Marcus, the well-known Stoic philosopher, or, according to Peyton, the ideal type of, I'm too good for you to take revenge. The seventh is going to be different from this quote is about the person who hurt you. Stresses upholding our moral honesty and self-respect are crucial. Considering the prevalent rudeness modern culture, which makes it far more essential to internalize in some situations in which external confirmation is frequently employed to ascertain one's self-worth, the lessons of Stoicism, and acknowledge our inherent worth if someone constantly minimizes your value, it's essential to having the courage to remain in. The goal of the partnership is to preserve your emotional health and dignity. Not about getting even, never stay in a position that compromises your dignity. Your inner tranquility may be in such a concern by a dangerous environment which can abandon you if you apply, may show your value and your reluctance to accept the use of disrespect. Applying Stoic life lessons to your everyday activities will assist you in managing relationships with clarity, awareness, and purpose. The definition of Stoicism and its relationship to your own experiences may change your viewpoint on encounters that it instructs you should respect and value yourself. Learn to know when to quit a circumstance and keep in mind that keeping your inner tranquility is vital for your own well-being. And in the event that you ever find yourself in where you wish to put your health at risk during a time when someone keeps telling you you're too amazing for them to keep, considering the Stoic counsel to value oneself and has the bravery to pursue. If you're a woman, your own mental health. She keeps saying she's not over her ex. I'm not over my ex, which is the seventh line. Over her ex, which should be a big deal. This is a warning sign for you. Assertion, emotional burdens, and unresolved emotions that might adversely affect your growth and collaboration and harmony within the framework of living in the present and being stoic due to the fact that following the past, as the Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, said is a basic concept to start life right away and view every day as a special existence. If she is emotionally devoted to either the present or the past, she unable to really commit to anything relationship with you. This participation could result in needless conflict while constructing a house on a precarious foundation creates ambiguity and unavoidable. Much like attempting to maintain a connection with someone is when I'm not over my ex, I'm bound to failure number 8, who nonetheless has deep connections to their history and can only disappoint them in a world where enduring connections to the past, limited partnerships, it's crucial to IC to assist spouses in understanding the effects of suppressed feelings. In a contemporary example might be when a coworker begins dating someone fresh, but usually compare them to their prior relationship, fostering a toxic surroundings that impede the new success of the relationship. In this situation appeals to a large number of people because it illustrates how previous attachments may undermine potential futures. Taking into account your present level of satisfaction, your mental health must be your top priority. Principal concern as an unyielding and unwavering contentment. You are due a friend who is totally dedicated to the group and prepared to start a future with you. However, she could require additional time to recover if she continues to be selfish and obsessed with talking about her past with her ex-aide in her quest for closure and lead her onwards. But when your spouse isn't attending keep your personal wants and expectations in mind. It can be emotionally taxing and upsetting to be emotionally available to another person if people are always comparing you to them. What would you think about the past? These are crucial considerations. Could you ever be completely contented in this circumstance since they assist you in considering the consequences of preserving connections with numerous outstanding problems? By answering these asking questions can encourage conversation and communication between those passing via. By doing similarly, you can allow them to realize they don't only look like me, the boyfriend of a buddy more in any connection. It's clear when someone says you ought to resemble my pal more. These parallels, dude, have the ability to undermine respect for one another, and over time, trust in Stoicism can cause sentiments of fear and animosity to a way of thinking that emphasizes self-control. An inner strength provides useful. In his renowned examination, Teeter stated of this problem that it doesn't occur to you. Nevertheless, how you respond to it is what concerns. If a woman continuously displays a profound discontent via creating a comparisons to you and her friend's partner, and sometimes irrational. This behavior may undermine expectations, your self-assurance and self-esteem, establishing a space where you feel unworthy and constantly watched regard and gratitude for each other. The distinctiveness of others is essential. Of a happy marriage, take into account the influence on your psychological health instead of their standing in relation to others. It is essential to cultivate a stoic attitude. If the ninth is that you ought to be more like the guy of my friend by concentrating on your behavior and disregarding other people. Comparing yourself to others makes you feel inadequate. People's opinions at all times, you can preserve your self-respect and tranquilly. In line with his contemplations, Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher, highlighted the importance of self-awareness, and Stoicism's cornerstone is self-acceptance. Consider how you might, if you genuinely wish to develop and flourish, then it's reasonable to shape oneself like someone else's dream. Be someone else at all times. If these analogies keep offering, forfeiting your joy and sense of self in action, it's evident that she doesn't respect you for your true self or even what's ideal for your personal health. However, ending a relationship could be a smart move, does not imply abandoning love. Instead, looking for a collaboration in which you are regarded and valued for, give careful consideration to who you are. Your rights as a Serbian in a relationship. Observably, there is no justification for, except anything less than gratitude. An unfailing affection, Keep in mind that we endure more suffering in our minds than in reality. So don't let long-term loneliness stops you from moving and keeps you in an unhealthy partnership with someone who doesn't truly appreciate your acceptance. The Stoic will make a big difference on your contentment and development as a person lessens and make the deliberate choice to put your mental and emotional health first. Health you should have in a partnership based on respect and affection for one another, as opposed to one that is based on, when handling this, remember the Stoic guidelines for comparisons and unrealistic anticipated precept, as opposed to concentrating on your doable tasks, replying to a woman's statement that I am capable of superior to you. The eighth declaration is capable of outperforming you. This is not only an offensive conduct, statement of disdain, and a widespread absence of respect for your uniqueness in life. Whatever what you have to say, such remarks can seriously impair your sense of self-esteem and cause you to doubt your dedication to the relationship between the concept Stoicism as a strong value that stressing both physical and inner strength provides useful information, both here and as Marcus Aurelius said sagely, that you'll gain power because you are in control of your mind regardless of what happens all around you. So even if you're not, do you have any say in how you respond to or over what others have said to them? Such negativity is identified as harmful as necessary to address. It frequently makes comments that downplay your value, are clear signs that the partnership does not have the basis for the A. Successful cooperation requires mutual gratitude and respect, are frequently felt forced to remain by modern life in collaborations that don't fulfilling. But this Stoic lesson is to concentrate your thoughts, and initially and first and foremost, a successful collaboration should be a wellspring of mental health. The 10th is that I am capable of surpassing you. Affection, support, and respect for one another in the occurrence that your husband regularly disregards your worth, indicating that she deserves a higher rating based on the Stoic idea. This is an indication that should not be ignored. Disregard for one's own dignity is realizing your value and turning down everything that is below what you are entitled to in understanding the busy atmosphere of today. What Stoicism is going to help you manage these difficulties with grace and keeping your dignity is more important than more significant than responding to every small while selecting encouraging relationships are difficult to end up with a loved one, but it's vitally important step in protecting the Stoics' emotional stability and decorum approach advises us to keep our distance, shielding oneself from negative influences and concentrating on our own thoughts, actions, and activities, which allows us to identify the courage to leave situations that ignore our significance of keeping in mind to have a spouse who genuinely values and adores you, would constantly draw attention to your positive characteristics rather than evoking feelings insufficient or unworthy of assistance. Your development as you continue to calmness while controlling your relationship lessons that help you towards leading an inner strong existence and coolly ignore anyone's criticism. Your viewpoint determines how much you value and look for collaborations based on shared sincere appreciation and respect or a lesson in life that goes beyond the idea self-appreciation can only be changed by love. How you engage with the outside world surroundings and you establish a joyful and decent life if you want other people to show you the same respect. Therefore, if use the statement I can do, you hear, superior to you as a benchmark to assess. You carefully consider the link and have the courage to depart if needed. The first step in understanding, establishing a friendly and happy relationship for your own safety relationship, and determining Stoic from these life lessons about Stoicism. Lesson Stoicism, depart from her right away if she says 10 things for your consideration. Personal gain after we wrap up today's Win Stoic video. Keep in mind the important information. It is imperative that you leave right away for your personal well-being. You ought to be with a respectful person and treasures you. If she shares any, don't ignore her in any of these 10 things. Warning signs. Consider these carefully remarks because to your contentment and mental health is essential, while making choices can result in a more fulfilling life if you've encountered any of these red flags. How similar do you believe they are? Circumstances and tell your stories in the There is room for comments below. if I hope this video was useful to you. Updates can be obtained by clicking the bell symbol. Lessons in more Stoic living are nevertheless powerful and perceptive.